Fiordland is one of the most stunning parts of New Zealand, a World Heritage Area, pure, remote wilderness. But untouched by humankind? Well, sadly it's not. Believe it or not, this long and indented coastline has a real rubbish problem. Recently, a small group of Southlanders decided to clean up the most inaccessible coast in the country. And Sahai Tiffin reports in a few days they took out 50 tonnes of waste.
I'm a helicopter pilot in Fiordland.
Seeing all that rubbish and so forth, it's not good for Fiordland to have that, you know.
I'm a cray fisherman in the Cray 8 area. It's just here to help out because part of it's from us.
I'm a tourism operator, operate in Fiordland National Park, and when we bring our tourists and they walk along the beaches, see all that rubbish, it's sad, it's depressing. So this one.
The problem, like anything in Fiordland, is on a rather large scale. Washed up on the country's most inaccessible beaches, pounded by the southern seas, blown in by the roaring 40s.
Stuff just washes on our beaches and it's horrible, you know, we're clean green and we're just not really.
Old floats, bottles, straps, old polystyrene and whole bits of boat.
Picking it up, no easy matter.
Let's go take a bit of digging this one.
Getting it out of here even harder. But if something needs doing in the deep south...
Kevin, are you coming to pick us up?
They don't just talk about it.
Kevin said, right, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. That's it. We're just going to do it. And so we did.
We might even need 6.
How hard was it to get people together in Fiordland to do this?
Not hard at all.
Joyce Kolk set about finding sponsors and volunteers and places for them to stay.
It's humbling the amount of people we've got on board.
But time is short. They have just 3 days for the whole of the southwest corner.
We're starting from Dusky Sound, tracking all the way along the coast through West Cape, Cape Providence, along the southern southwest coast, all the way around to Port Craig.
And how far's that?
If you look at all the nooks and crannies in the coastline, you know, between 150 kilometres. So it's all the most rugged coastline you can get in New Zealand, basically.
They've had to bring in 2,500 litres of fuel just to fly the groups of volunteers around the beaches and carry the rubbish to the boats that will take them to Bluff. $116,000 required and raised for a rubbish collection of this scale. The local inshore fishing industry is quick to help, providing cash, a boat and plenty of willing hands.
They gave willingly. Deep sea fishing need a bit of a prodding. They don't think any of that stuff is theirs that washes up on the beaches, so we might get on to them next time.
Another wee accumulation site.
Robert White's a cray fisherman who helped with the last clean-up. He says there's less fishing rubbish this time round.
20 or 30 years ago, a lot of the stuff was thrown over the side, and today everybody's very conscious of rubbish, and the only rubbish you'll see on the beach is accidental loss of fishing gear, and yeah, you're always going to get that there.
Oh, yeah, well, actually I found one of mine, you see. One of mine, so I'm not exempt from anything. But it's been broken off, probably through a big sleep.
Across the beach, another volunteer, Jim Sheds, in his element.
This is amazing, this place. Every time you go through, you think you got it, you turn around, walk back on another angle, and you pick up just about as much. It's just, the volume's staggering.
Lots of rubbish doesn't seem to come from there, like just over there's a fence post with insulators on it. Where did that come from? We're miles away from a farm, so it washes down our rivers.
It takes a lot for Jim to take his jacket off. 33 possum skins he stitched himself, but this is hard work.
We can't leave it like this.
And saddest of all is the stuff that gets left behind, that's just too embedded to take out of here.
Yeah, it's a pretty big effort. we've had to feed 50 people.
A few days?
Yeah, for 3 days, and looking at the weather today, we might be another day.
A closer inspection and Gavin confirms day 2 of the clean-up's on hold.
How's it looking?
Yeah, I just got back then, picked up a team from Spit Island, and it's sort of gusted 50, 60 knots, so.
This is what makes doing anything down here something of a mission.
Another cup of tea then?
There are no complaints. A wee rest at the Kisby Lodge, not a bad thing after a big day yesterday. There's nothing to do but wait. Oh, and eat.
One of the nicer things about being stranded in Fiordland.
They are massive.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
But it'll be a little bit better than this.
Yeah, no, it won't take much to beat this. No, very good.
All right, we'll see you in the morning, eh?
Sounds good, thanks, Pete.
Day 3 and the volunteers can get back to work.
You know, there's a story behind every bit of rubbish.
They find the perfect souvenir for Jim.
Half of it.
Just when I needed it. God, I found some insect repellent.
And without fuss or fanfare, close to 100 of these bags are full. The job is done.
That's the last page, I think. Tidied up. So, yeah, everybody will go home quite happy.
How long will it take, do you think, before you're going to have to do this all again?
The rubbish will be there from tomorrow, like you go and do the beaches again.
So hi, Tiffin, and some wonderful Southlanders in Fiordland. Now, just before we all go tonight, amidst